So I want to come on and talk about expectation and attachment. When the stakes get higher, the more attached we become. But therein lies the rub. Hi there, Jodie Bentley here, actor, producer, and branding coach for actors. And today I want to talk about attachment and expectation. Now, I recently had an audition for a commercial and I was put on Avail, which was very exciting. And as soon as I was put on Avail, I became very attached to the outcome of booking. I mean, right? We all would. I became very attached to it. My husband and I just bought a house, so I was in my head, spending all of the money on furniture and everything already, right? Like I was like 2 days of nonstop planning what I would do with the abundance from the commercial. And I didn't book it. So I want to come on and talk about expectation and attachment because we've all been there. And the fact is, when the stakes get higher, the more attached we become. What do I mean by that? Like if I do an audition, I literally throw my script away after every audition. I know that I shared my gift. I feel good about it. I let it go, right? I did my job. There's nothing else I can control. Then I get a callback. I go, ooh, okay, now I have a callback. Great. Maybe I don't throw away the sides after the callback, just in case I get another callback, or I might need them for, when I book it. So I get a little bit more attached, right? Or a pin or an avail, I get a little bit more attached because it's more real. The possibility of it is right there. It's tangible almost. But therein, I want to say lies the problem, but it's not a problem. It's only a problem if we make it one. But therein lies the rub. I'll say that. Because the more we become attached, the more we expect something to happen, the more we almost hold on to it and strangle it. And then if it doesn't work out the way we planned, the more disappointed we are. So that's the trick, right? Because we get to do auditions, feel great about them, and believe we're going to book. You get to believe when you do a self-tape that you could be the person for that job. Why not? Why not you? You get to own that and honor that and own your talent. And on the flip side of that, we can't expect it, right? Because I have no idea why I didn't book the commercial. It could be they decided to go with a blonde, or maybe I was too short, or whatever. Who knows? Who knows? Or the client just liked the vibe of the other person. I can't change that, right? But the more we hold on to it and attach, the more we expect that outcome. And I had a client talk about this recently as well, where she was emailing agents in her agent campaign and had the expectation that they would respond. So when she came to me for coaching, she said, I don't understand. Why are they not responding? This email was great. Everything's great. No one's responded. She only sent about 7 emails, right? We do know things are a numbers game. And everyone's on their own timeline. No, and not everyone's on our timeline, but she had such a deep expectation and attachment to a particular result that it blinded her and then caused anger and frustration and all of the stuff that comes up. So, first of all, if you can relate to this, please let me know. And secondly, what do we do about it, right? Because again, we get to believe that we could be the one who books, who gets the email from the agent, who whatever. We get to believe that, but we also get to let it go. Because there's going to be lots of auditions. There's going to be lots of agent meetings. There's going to be lots of agent emails that you send out. There's going to be lots of opportunities that we are cultivating. But if we expect and attach and hold on to every single one of them, it's just draining. Oh my God, when I was spending the money in my head for those 2 days, I was so drained and tired and my energy was pulled in multiple directions. I was like, what am I doing to myself? So how do we break that cycle? How can we hold on to what we believe to be true about our talent, believe we can be in the running for something, but let it go? So, and I'm not a master at this, obviously, because I just shared my story and I got really attached. And it's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. Just like we're going to be triggered by our limiting beliefs. We are going to say excuses. All those things are going to happen. It's how we manage it, work through it, and recover from it, really, is what we get to focus on, right? So first and foremost, I intentionally do this for myself, consciously do this for myself. Just remember to focus on what you can control. As I said, I can't control a booking. I can't control who the client decided to go with. I cannot control someone else's actions. I can only control how I show up. And I know that I kicked butt in that callback, which is why I got put on avail. That's all I can control. So focus on what you can't control. You can't control them getting back to you and telling you yes or no. You can't control anything. We can't control that stuff. So how can you, and I invite you, when you start to feel that stuff come up, just say, can I control this? No, I can't. So let me focus on what I can control. I can control updating my website. I can control working on a self-tape. I can control reading the screenplay I wanted to read. I can control all those other things, right? And then the other thing is when you find yourself caught up in it, like I was, what can you do to move yourself out of it? Right? Because I was caught up. I was caught up in it. Oh, but the desk I was going to buy was going to be lovely. But I was caught up in it. So, and then I had to go, okay, Jodie, you know what to do. Get back. So I went back to some breathing techniques, right? I invite you to look into some breath work, shamanic breath work, whatever it may be, just to start releasing, getting back centered in your body and get out of it, because it's the mind that takes over, right? It's the mind that holds on to the expectation. So how can you get back in your body to release? And to that end, if it's in your mind, let's get all the mind chatter out. Maybe journaling is something for you to do. I started doing that. I was like, okay, get back to journaling, get out all these feelings. How am I feeling about this? Let me just write this down and move through it. Tapping is another tool that I do use. That's something you could check out. I find it really helpful to release, especially when I'm caught up in an emotion. So I started using all of those tools to move me out of it. And then I did discover that I did not book it. And my manager let me know, but what she did say was, I guess there was a down to two of us. So, I was obviously the second choice in that situation. But she said that casting director is a huge fan. Because I've booked with them before and now is on avail. I booked theatrically with them before and now is on avail for this commercial. So that's the win. And yes, the booking would have been great. Yes, the money would have been great. But the win is that I have a fan and I have a casting director who's going to call me in again. So that I can hold on to. That is truth. That is fact. And I can control doing the good work, so that always happens. So such an interesting conversation. So I trust that this is helpful. And if you can relate to this, please let me know in the comments, because this is stuff that we don't talk about, and sometimes we feel ashamed that we didn't book it. I told people that I was on avail and they're like, yes, you're going to be going to Arizona and shooting this thing amazing. I was like, I know. And then we don't. And then it's like, oh gosh, right? There can be shame that comes up, guilt that comes up, like all those emotions and feelings. I felt like a failure for a bit, all that stuff comes up. But if we just approach all of these situations with, well, I've done the work and I can't control anything else, we'll see what happens. And if not, there'll be more opportunities. There's going to be way more opportunities for me with that casting office. And who knows? Maybe an audition would have come up in the next few days that I wouldn't have been able to do because I would have been on set. Who knows? I don't know. All I know is what I can control. And all I know is there are tools and techniques to get me out of my head and back into my body, into my truth, to release the attachment to the outcome. So if you find yourself experiencing this, again, it's about finding that ebb and flow, right? Of belief that this could be mine, and I know that I can do it, and letting it go and not being attached to that outcome. All right, I trust this helps. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.